has been slain.
Let's finish this game.
An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain. Slain an enemy. An ally has been slain. Has slain an enemy. Ally has been slain. turret has
That's magical.
you have slain an enemy. Double kill. Phase inhibitor is restored. An enemy has been slain. Double kill. Ally has been slain. Victory! Slain an enemy.
You'll never compromise. Enjoy the taste of steel.
Has slain an enemy.
On the razor's edge. Don't cross me.
Shut down.
Another run.
Shine once more. An enemy has been slain.
Let's finish this quickly.
Double kill. Has slain an enemy. Slain.
Only fools pledge life upon her.
Your team has destroyed a turret.